My sound might be a little bit noisy today, alright? But just bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. Okay, let's do some breakdown of the trades that happened last week, okay? Based on our approach to the market, alright? So, I don't know if you watched my YouTube breakdown that I did. The YouTube breakdown, I talked about, then we didn't have this candle yet because this is the weekly. That is where we start from, okay? So then we didn't have this candle yet. Let me just start from there. We didn't have this candle yet. So, so as I mentioned, what I wanted to see, because I have my eyes on this level here, on this other block. So what I wanted to see is if NAS wants to go up, okay, or if it wants to go down here, then up, all right? That was my bias. And I also mentioned that what could what could happen if I don't get this move could be this, all right? If it goes down here, I will let it be. Then I will start looking for buy from here too, because this will tell me that we could still be bullish. You understand? But not that I will jump into a buy. I will wait for something. Okay? So I think that's where I started my weekly analysis from. So, but now, how do I know if NAS wants to go here or if he wants to go here? 4 hour will tell me that. All right? So, and I mentioned that if 4 hour continue being bullish, then I'm just going to trust it and be buying. All right? That's what I mentioned. And that's what happened at the beginning of the week. Those setups that I sent to you guys, that was what it was. All right? So then we had this. I think the Monday started from where? I think, okay, we had a little pullback. I think we had a pullback here. Let me forward it a little bit. Yeah, I think we had this pullback, this small pullback into this fair value gap. And you see that 4 hour continued bullish, all right? 4 hour continued bullish. So I think we took one of this buy, maybe this one or this one. I think we took this one. I sent you guys setup for this one because there was an order block here. Even this can be order block. So we took this, all right? So that's how we continue trusting the bullish setup. Even I think we took this buy also. We took this buy also, and this one. I can't really remember the buys that we took because they were all the same setup for me. They were all the same setup. So before price started pulling back, price started pulling back, all right? As soon as it started pulling back, I have no more interest on it. I let this sell go. I saw the sell when it happened because there was a range here. So whenever we have a range, if you're able to identify the range in the market, that's a long course to identify a range. If you're able to identify a range in the market, which I teach some of my students, but if you're able to identify a range in the market, just know that if you're in the range and we break the upside, expect NAS to go down. You understand? All right, that's if you're bearish on a higher time frame. All right, but if you're bullish on a higher time frame, when it does this, you buy. All right, it's as simple as that. There's nothing else. All right, but if you're bullish and NAS do this, for me, if I'm bullish, I let it be because it might come back here, then go up. All right, but if you keep going down, I let it be. I know that, okay, it's trying to reach for something. All right, it's trying to reach for something. So that's how I trade. You understand? This is not for me to argue with any other person on if it's right or if it's not right. All right, so this is how I do my own. This is how I trade my range. right? So there was a range here and I ignored it. So I ignored it. I saw everything happening. I have the before and after picture. So I ignored it. I didn't send you guys any signals. And as soon as I saw this, I had to wait for 4 hours to align. I actually wanted price to drop to this other block here. Then I can get a comfortable buy to this upside. But we took out this low, which we also had a range here, 15 minutes range. We took out this low. All right, we took out this low. What news was that? Was it? I don't know what news was that, but I just know there was news on Friday. Let me check. Let me check here and see. Okay, on Friday we had PPI. Had PPI at 4 o'clock. Okay, we had PPI. So it pushed price down. Where is this thing? It pushed price down here and we continue going up. All right. So now, next week, what should we be expecting? Next week is gonna be somehow tricky. All right, it's gonna be tricky. So we had this buy here. We had this buy, which was very quick on the lower time frame, and I couldn't send you guys the signal because it's not the trading method that I'm using in the group. You understand? Maybe you might see me take some trade in other group, post it. This is if it doesn't go with the strategy. Let me call it strategy. I don't like calling my thing strategy. But if it doesn't go with the strategy that I'm using, that's why you see we have high win rates. Because every day is not a trading day. You understand? If you follow only the setup that I send in the group, you make a lot of money. You understand? Because you don't need to trade every day. Because even if you see like 2 setup, 3 setup a week, that's fine. Even if it's 1 setup, it's better than going into the market, not knowing what you're doing, taking losses, this, that. You understand? So yeah, there was a buy here. There was a buy here on 5 minutes, right? There was no much fair value gap, so it shoot up. There was a buy here on 5 minutes. If you look here, which was this buy around this level. Stop loss was here, and it was just small targets. I just target this high. I could have even, I think I targeted this. My target was around here, anyways. It was around here. I should have this targets. Should have had this target, but I had a run out that run up here, which I'm still holding. So I could have find this target, which price could have likely hit this target. I think he hit this target because that's where the liquidity was. So there was liquidity there. And see, as soon as he hit this target, started doing its thing. Okay, anyways, let's go back to 4 hour. All right, let me just do plus the weekly analysis. All right, let me do plus the weekly analysis. So what do we have on the 4 hour now? We can clearly see that we swept this low here, which was also if you go on the daily, I don't like looking at daily like that, but if you go on the daily, you can see we have a fair value gap there below here, which wasn't tested. Okay, look at it. I think it was tested. It was actually tested. Oh yeah, it was tested actually. Okay, so let's leave that. It was actually tested. And let me look at this level here. Let me look at this broker. Seems like one was tested, one wasn't tested. Let me just check this one quickly. Let me check this quickly. Daily. See? You see? One wasn't tested. This was tested. This wasn't tested. This is why okay, wait, let me check one more broker. Let me check. I think coming into this week, I will. Okay, this wasn't tested. All right, this wasn't tested too. So, I remember when I did this call out on YouTube. I have this call out on YouTube. Price coming back here and going way high. And trust me, I don't even have a lot of views on that call outs. I don't have views on it. I tell everyone that price will go very high from here, because what do you see here? This is a breakout. Whenever you see a breakout, what do you expect next? You expect price to start flying, and it's still going till now. And I'm still holding my trades from here. I think I have another position from here, likely here, and we're still going up. We're still going up. I'm still very bullish on NASDAQ. Okay, let's get back to business. Before I get too excited. So let me get back to this broker. Leave this one here. Anyways, let's continue. So you can see on the other broker, this was a fair value gap. That was the reason why I had that setup. I think I sent this setup to my group. Let me check. I sent this setup. I send this setup here. I send this setup that we're gonna drop down, then go up, which is exactly what happened on 4 hour. On 4 hour, I had this marked out here. Then boom, happened exactly the same. This market will always tell you what it wants to do. Okay, so now we've swept this low. Okay, if this should be a range, all right, this should be a range from this low to this high. This should be a range. All right, this should be a range. Then now, as I said earlier in the video, if we're bullish, what do we want to see happening in the range? Okay, so two things could happen. All right, it's either we respect this fair value gap and go up. Okay, it's either we respect it and go up, right? Or when I'm talking about this fair value gap, I'm also talking about this other block that is below here. This is an order block, right? I think I will also post, I'm going to post this on YouTube too, because I'm already doing the breakdown, the weekly analysis and the breakdown. So this two level, this fair value gap and order block, I expect it to hold, right? I don't see a reason why it doesn't want to hold, but you know, the market would always do whatever it wants, all right? To always do whatever it wants. Of course, if it's going to hold, we will see it on the lower time frame. We'll see a push up. We'll see a confirmation for entry, which I will send you guys entry in the group, all right? My VIP group. So now, it's either we respect this two, or we come down here. Remember, this is a range, all right? We come down here, take this and go up. So, but if NAS decide to keep going down, that means everything is invalid. All right, but this too is high probability. That's my weekly analysis. I want to see price respect these other blocks here, this other block and this fair value gap. Or if it doesn't respect it, let's say the market open and we keep dropping, then this is where I want to look for my buy. All right, because if you look down here, if you look on a weekly, you see these things, they all align. All right, okay, you can see that they all align. You can see that there's a fair value gap here. There's a fair value gap here, which we could come back for. All right, which price could come back for the fair value gap. I can see that this candle closed bearish. It closed bearish, which means we might likely see another bearish candle coming into this. All right, so we're not just gonna ignore what price is saying. Okay, we're not going to ignore it. We're not ignoring anything. So, but we're not gonna jump into any trade. We just have to wait to see if we're pulling up from here or price wants to come back for this other block or for this fair value gap. All right, so I wish you guys a great week ahead. A great week. All right, trade with your proper risk management. Don't go risk all your accounts, right? So yeah, that's it for this week. And if anything changes, as usual, I'll let you guys know. All right. But so far, the analysis, nothing has changed. It's been going well, all right? And we thank God for that.